The school has a total of 16 toilets, all pit latrines. The pit latrines, during the rains, these pit latrines are washed away. So we have to repair them or dig new ones every year. And with this time coming of the El Nino, we expect that half of them will disappear again. We've had a problem that all the spaces left in the school, all the spaces available in the school for pit latrines have been dug. They are all holes. We are having that problem. The other thing is the disinfectant we use, the Carol we use in cleaning those toilets creates a very bad smell that it forces my students, when they go to the latrine, they have to remove the clothes so that when you go back to class, you don't get embarrassed by the smell.
However, the good news is that soon this will be a thing of the past, since the EcoSan Promotion Project has intervened to construct a modern pilot sanitation facility in the school.
We are having a construction of a biodigester in line with the baffled reactor, which we want to connect with the units of the toilet units in this school. The school has a big population of over 800 students, and the facilities are insufficient. So we need to have better toilets for this school so that we can be able to improve on the hygiene and sanitation in the school compound.
Other schools which have undertaken the same project in the region include St. Peter's, Rambula and Lwak girls. A common phenomenon in all these schools, apart from dilapidated toilets, is deforestation. These schools heavily rely on wood fuel.
As a school, we feel guilty because we have been destroying the environment. But because of the need, we had to. And because of that, as a school, we were faced with the problem of expenses, because we had to spend a lot of money on fuel. I got to know about the EcoSan through our chairman of the board, Mr. Michael Kobugo, who once worked with the GTZ, Nairobi. He knows the problem we have in the school concerning the fuel. He thought it wise that we be part of the project.
The gas that will be produced from the biodigester and the buffer reactor is capable of sustaining cooking 6 hours every day from the time of use to the end.
The soot on the school's kitchen roofs and cookware speak volumes about the hygiene conditions and health risks of using wood fuel. This system is currently undergoing modifications to increase the gas production through incorporation of an upflow buffel reactor system. At optimum conditions, the hybrid system will treat human waste by reducing 80 to 90% of the biological oxygen demand and chemical oxygen demand, making the effluent amenable for non-potable use. The effluent currently meets World Health Organization and Food and Agriculture Organization standards for restricted agricultural production of fruit and permanent crops. Research is ongoing to examine the biological, chemical, technical and socio-economic impact of these units, but initial outcomes indicate savings on firewood, increased availability of water for non-potable uses and gas supply for heating and combustion purposes. Our journey to Ugunja in Kisumu takes us to the second phase of the EcoSan project, and here the residents have found a gold mine in human waste. While most people would cringe at the thought of handling human waste, the residents of Ugunja in Siaya district have learned to look for profit from what others reject. At this homestead in Karachuonyo East, Tang'lweti women group assembles in one of their monthly meetings to learn more about the EcoSan UDD toilets and how they can fully take advantage of the technology to transform the community.
You do whatever you are doing. Then you take the toilet paper and use it and you dump down there into the chamber. Then you take ash. We have something here but they didn't put it. We take ash and we pour on top.
So when you heard about the EcoSan, that means we are talking of good health, good environment, and then we are addressing the poverty elevation within the community.
They have taken to a project that teaches them to turn fecal waste and urine into a resource that promises both profit and food.
So when we talk of the feces, One, we take it there, we leave it there for 6 to 12 months for decomposition. At the same time, the destruction of the pathogens. After that one, after 6 to 12 months, we take the whole end product to the farm. And here where we in Rachuonyo, we are addressing the tree mango, the grafted tree mango plantation, whereby each beneficiary are going to plant 50 mango trees. When we calculate that one mango tree after 3 years, we are expecting to get 20,000. Out of 20,000, we multiply 20,000 times 50. Then we are going to get 1 million out of one EcoSan unit.
EcoSan Toilets' urine diverting dehydrating toilets, named locally factories, have introduced a waste management technology where solid waste is separated from the liquid, then used separately for agricultural purposes.
So urine, we mix it with a ratio of 1 to 5. It depends with the crop. 1 to 5 means that 1 liter of urine we mix with 5 liters of fresh water. Then we applied it during when it's a cloudy or during the evening hours, so that the ammonia cannot evaporate, so that the plant can get all the nutrients.
The region has for long experienced sanitation problems such as waterborne diseases and believes that this will be a lasting solution to the problem.
The amount we do use for treating ourselves or treating the children, now we use in paying the school fees. This has changed the community a lot.
The toilets that target the rural population are similar to the normal pit latrine but have double chambers that collect the solid and liquid wastes separately. According to EU GTZ Senior Project Advisor Johannes Orodi, the idea behind the technology is founded on the discovery that when the two components are separated, the composition can be controlled for recycling purposes.
Here in ecological sanitation, we are using the same cyclic principle, where the nutrients that are uptaken by the crop, together with the energy that is gotten from the sun and the water that is absorbed in and converted into food grains that we eat, then we call it waste. We target those grains, those nutrients, that energy, and we reclaim it back and reuse it and take it back to the system. So in the event, we don't deplete the natural resources and we don't pollute the natural resources.
On its own, urine is 80% urea, an important nutrient that plants need for productive growth. Solid waste, on the other hand, when dried at 35 degrees Fahrenheit, turns into manure that can be used to grow food. Working with women groups to increase awareness of these toilets has been successful, since women are the most active people in the region who perform most household duties and are affected directly whenever there is an outbreak.
In our group, we have 28 members. We started the project in the year 2002, and right now we have built or constructed 65 EcoSan toilets.
The choice of areas was basically we were looking at areas which are cholera prone, because one of the biggest problems that we are facing in some of these areas is that pit latrines and boreholes are next to one another, and therefore the infiltration of waste into boreholes is causing a lot of problems, and therefore this was a model system to mitigate that.
Apart from the raised chambers for collecting the urine and solid waste, EcoSan toilets also have a rainwater harvesting system on the roof to collect water for hand washing after using the toilet. Solid waste goes through a drying period for 6 months to ensure harmful pathogens are killed. The GTZ or SIDA-funded Ecological Promotion Project, which promotes sanitation principles to optimally treat human waste and reclaim bioenergy and biofertilizer for reuse in energy and agricultural production systems, is one of the many projects. This modular approach aims at protecting the environment while enriching the soil to improve land productivity with the attendant increase in crop yields.